Welcome to this CAMS training module. To get the best viewing results, please select the settings icon and choose 1080p, and then click on full screen mode. In this CAMS training module, we're going to show you how to generate an event history report. The event history report is useful for when the control room needs to access a detailed history of alarm events for an asset, in instances where further investigation is required by the control room or the customer, who may need to send the chain of events relating to a specific date or alarm event to the authorities, perhaps for evidence. Then the event history report can provide that information. So we've already logged into the CAMS admin by double-clicking on the CAMS administrator icon and entering our login credentials. From within the Report section of the CAMS Admin Center menu, click on the Event Activity tab and select Event History from the Report Type drop-down. Here you can select how much detail you need, minimum, medium, or maximum. There's not a large amount of difference between the minimum and medium reports. There is a slight difference in layout. The maximum detail provides more granular information, such as what time the operator clicked on and off the alarm event. For this tutorial, we'll select the medium detail report, as this is a popular option with control rooms, many of whom like the way it's laid out. Of course, we recommend you test each one so that you can decide then which is best for the situation that you're creating the report for. However, in most instances, the medium report will meet most of your needs. We recommend you choose the Sort by Timestamp option from the drop-down, as this will give you the events in chronological order, which is ideal for the event history report. Select the asset name by clicking here. For this tutorial, we'll use the existing asset already listed. You can choose to include sub-areas. Sub-areas are set up via the alarm panel and generally used only in larger sites where there may be multiple floors or large numbers of rooms. There are no sub-areas in this asset, so I'll leave this option unselected. Select event type. Here you can specify whether or not you want to include all or some of the event types in the report. So you can go through and quickly select which events you want to add to create a customized report, or click on Select All to include all the event types. In addition, you can filter the events by priority levels. So for example, if you only wanted high priority alarms, then you could manually untick all the lower priority alarms, or you can select all and the entire range of priority levels would be included. As a side note, the priority levels are listed under the Setup drop-down in CAMS in Event Types. And as you can see, each alarm event has a corresponding priority level. As I click on each one, the priority level changes. That's just to give you an idea of how CAMS classifies the priority levels. So priority level 1 is classified as an extremely high priority event, whereas say level 10 is regarded as a very low priority event. If you leave Select Event Type and Select Priority unticked, then all the event types and priority levels would be included in the report. Now select the date range of events that you want included. And down here you can choose what type of header you would like to add to the top of the report. In this instance, I'll select the Bureau header. This would be ideal in the situation where the Bureau is wanting the event history report to hand over to the customer or to the authorities or another third party. Once you've checked all the details are correct, click Create Report. So here's our event history report. On the top right-hand side of the report, the Bureau header has been included as we've requested. You can see the history data is grouped under columns, each of which are meaningfully named in the green bar along the top. So under the timestamp column, the time and date of when the events have been received by the control room are listed, along with a timestamp and detail for any communication between the customer and the control room. For example, we have the time the business was opened on the 1st of July, and we can see that the user was Harry Jones. At the end of the day, a late to close alarm was received, and then we can see the time the control room operator responded to the late to close notification and also how it was responded to. So the operator in that instance actually sent an SMS to the customer's specified mobile phone number stating that arming was expected at 1700. What would you like us to do? The report tells us that within 60 seconds of receiving the SMS, the customer responds from that mobile phone number stating that he's working back and should be leaving within an hour. And then the operator had manually extended the late to close alarm event within CAMS for 1 hour. To make it easier to quickly differentiate the data, The communication between the operator and the customer comments in the report are in grey font, while all of the events are in black. So it's easy to quickly identify the operator's actions, for example, as opposed to the actual events. So as you can see, the event history report provides an easy-to-read, detailed snapshot of events for a specific time period. This is an invaluable reporting tool available for control room operators within CAMS. Oh, and finally, at the top of the page, you can choose to print, email, or save the report.